All right, welcome to episode 52 of the 2-Minute Warning. 8 weeks suspension is up this coming weekend for Antonio Brown. Will we see him in the game for the Buccaneers, and what will he do if he gets in the game?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to be in the game. I think it's been announced that he'll likely play. I mean, it's a big game. This could determine the division. They're playing the Saints this week, Week 9. Bucs are at home. They lost season opener against the Saints in New Orleans. Started 0-1, but I think they'll win this game, and I think Antonio Brown will definitely get an impact. If anything, Antonio Brown's name and presence is so big in the league that he'll be a decoy at the very most. That they'll just take the Saints will probably put their top corner on. If not, if they don't pressure him like they should, he'll take advantage of that and score several touchdowns on him. My prediction is
several touchdowns.
I mean, if they don't value him, if they don't guard him like they should, people forget how good Antonio Brown is. I think he'll come back and be 100% top 10. It's top 7 is a more accurate statement. I think he'll be top 7 in the league, wide receiver wise. You got DK, you got Julio Jones, you got Devontae Adams, you got DeAndre Hopkins. There's 4, Michael Thomas 5. I think right around 7-8 mark he'll be right there. And I do see him getting a touchdown this weekend. I'm gonna predict that.
All right, so the one thing that I do agree with that you just said is that they're going to use him as a decoy. I don't see Antonio Brown having much of an impact past the fact that he'll be a distraction on the field. We all know that Bruce Arians is not a fan of Antonio Brown for solid reasons. I think the main reason he's on this Bucs team is because Tom Brady vouched for him to get him there. So, of course, Tom Brady does have a huge influence in running that team, so they could be planning right now to use him a lot.
Yeah.
But just, if you look at Antonio Brown at the Steelers, was a top 5, if not top 3
top
receiver
1
in the league
to a lot of people.
when he was on the Pittsburgh Steelers. But we saw him go to the Raiders, didn't play a game. We saw him go to the Patriots where he played one game and caught 1 touchdown. But just something about Antonio Brown jumping around from team to team. He has yet to produce any real results for any team other than Pittsburgh, who like we just said he was fantastic on the Steelers. So anyway, I don't see this first game back with the Bucs. I don't see it going picture perfect like we know. His talent level is there, at least it was when he played for Pittsburgh. But I just don't see the results just coming right out of the gate. This game against New Orleans, he could have an impact in the sense of being a decoy, like you said. I think we're looking realistically at a 2-catch game for 25 yards at the most.
I'd be shocked if he doesn't at least get 5 targets. I mean, reason I say that is because when he joined the Patriots, they got him in right away. He scored a touchdown. I think it was a low game for him. My memory is foggy, but I'd have to say it was like 4 catches, 47 yards, and a touchdown, which isn't great, but it was against a Miami team they didn't even score a lot against. This is a Saints team. A lot of offense is going to be happening. A lot of passing is going to be happening. I think Antonio Brown's going to get a good amount of looks, especially to take the pressure off Mike Evans, and Gronk's getting a lot of chemistry back with Tom Brady, and he's getting a couple touchdowns. So I just think he's going to fit in right away, and get action right away.
So, and another big factor in my argument is that the Bucs aren't a team that were lacking in receivers that they need to get Antonio Brown straight into the game. Mike Evans, great target. Gronk has been picking it up lately.
He loves Scotty Miller.
Tom Brady loves Scotty Miller. His new version of Julian Edelman that he likes to throw the ball to. Chris Godwin is
out.
He's out. He's questionable, but that's not really a factor. But if he is in the game,
on paper though, that might be the best receiving core in the league.
Yes, that is my point. Is that they can afford to use Antonio Brown as a decoy and have 3 other more than capable targets to score points with. So I don't think they need to throw Antonio Brown right into the mix.
If not, they're right behind the Chiefs with Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, Travis Kelce, and Mecole Hardman. But I think just in general for the rest of the season, Antonio Brown's going to be a huge impact, and he's going to be just as good as he was pretty much. Obviously, he's not going to be number 1 like a lot of people thought he was, and it was always a race between him and Julio. But I do think he's going to be a top guy in the league. He's going to, I personally think, take the number 1 receiver spot on that team. By the end of the season, he'll be the number 1 target over Mike Evans, over Chris Godwin, over Gronk. I think that's going to be the number 1 guy. And I just think he could be the reason the Bucs make it to a Super Bowl this year.
I think my long-term prediction for his impact on this team is going to be low occurrence, low target, but big moment catches. I think in the regular season we won't see him. I think between now and the start of the playoffs, we might see him catch 1 or 2 touchdowns. That's my prediction, but I think he gets some big catches in the first, second round of the playoffs that really, really define his presence on the Bucs. But I don't think he really comes into play until those big moments, perhaps in the playoffs when they really need him.
Yeah, that's my opinion. I think we'll get a lot more targets. I picked him up on my fantasy team. If he's available in your league, I'd pick him up just as a risk reward play. But we'll see. Yeah,
2 minute warning.